I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. A few of you may remember, a little while ago George Hooper and I set up a barter. I was going to fix up some equipment for him and he was going to let me have a couple pieces of equipment in exchange. Well, I'm back to working on George's stuff. One of the things that I thought I needed to do, George sent me a container full of grinding stones. Yep, I can pick up a whole container full of grinding stones. Not really. This is just the 5-gallon bucket that the stones came in. Having them in a 5-gallon bucket worked. Got them here, seemed to be okay. Some of them are damaged. Anything that looks like this, got a chip out of it, is really suspect as to whether it's going to hold up. This carrier that I made up for saw blades, it works pretty good for grindstones too, but it leaves the edges so you can get them beat up. I want to make George a way to carry his grindstones without having them get broken, because they're expensive and they're hard to find too. But I'm going to use something similar to this with a couple of minor modifications. I took the largest grinding wheel and I set it on this board. And I took the largest of the small stack and set that up here. Now my thinking is I'm going to attach these grindstones to this piece of plywood with using a 1/4-inch bolt through it so that I can lock them down and they don't fall off. Having them on a wooden peg would probably work, but this is going to be a carrier. I don't want to have them rattling around and falling off the wooden peg. So I'm going to use a 1/4-inch piece of threaded rod and put it through there and use that as a way to hold them in place. Okay, I previously marked out the diameters of the things and put center holes on them. So I'm going to drill those. Make a line across here. So what I intend to do is cut off this piece, put it up, stick it at 90 degrees with this top piece running down the center of it. Fasten it together, put a couple of braces on either side of it, and that should hold the stones up off the floor and keep everything stable so it'll set up straight and protect them from getting banged into from the sides. At least that's the plan. Because this is plywood, well, I've got this board clamped here to the bench. I'm going to put a handle hole in it. That way you'll be able to grab a hold of it, move it around. I think I want to have that down just a little bit further. When you're working with scrap stuff, you got to make accommodations for what you got. want to have as much wood up on the top of that thing as I can, so that it doesn't snap off when you carry it. Okay, that should do it. I'll drill a hole in there. Now, when I got this, it still had the little plastic piece on the pilot. And I think that is a cool thing, so I kept it on there. Okay, just want to break through the surface on this side. Really just trying to score that outer laminated panel. Just really wanted to score the outer layer. But I need to have the pilot break through the back side. That little piece snapped off there. Maybe I can glue that back on. We'll set that off to the side. Might end up having to do something different for a handle, but I'm going to try and make this work. This plywood is coming all apart. We'll have to be real cautious. It's going to be great for a grindstone rack. But I'm not exactly sure how well it's going to work as handle. I think I need to put a brace across the top of that. Something to give it a little bit more to hook to. Because I don't want to have it tear out. And the auger bit is actually tailor-made for this kind of thing, because those knickers on the bit will actually go through and cut out that layer of veneer on the outside before it tears. This little thing they call a pad saw. When I first brought it home, it wouldn't cut anything. A little work with a file, and it does a fairly decent job. But this plywood is just coming unglued. Gonna make a nice handle, but I gotta reinforce that. And that should work just nice. See if I can actually do this without too much trouble. Okay, cut. Oh, that's going to work pretty good. That'll make a nice little round handle there. Just clean up the ends of these. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.